Hey everyone, so YouTube as a startup venture. Now here's an article that appeared in Entrepreneur.com. Here's how you can actually make money with YouTube. Now this is one in a very long line of such articles that talks about YouTube as an option for an entrepreneurial venture. And there's two things I'd like to say about these types of articles. One of them is that they always seem to be trying to debunk a supposed myth that although people say you can make money on YouTube, you can't actually make money on YouTube. And they seem to repeat this over and over again, how that's not true. And that's clearly false. Speaking as someone who has a YouTube channel, yes, you can make money on YouTube. There's nothing false about it. You can also make a full-time income on YouTube if you choose to. But you have to play by their rules. Now, I don't understand why that is the case. It seems to be some kind of reaction against this this one aspect of a new economy, almost. I'm not sure why people are so resistant to it. But the other more interesting thing here is that it raises the question of YouTube itself as an option if you want to do some kind of entrepreneurial venture, right? Or startup. Now, the problem here is that YouTube doesn't quite play by the same rules as almost any other startup venture. And that is that if you do a traditional startup, okay, you are responsible for your sales and marketing. That means for you to reach your customers or your potential customers, you are free to do so over whatever channel you choose, or multiple channels. You could go directly, you could email them, you could go through a third-party connector of some kind. That's entirely up to you, and there's not really many restrictions. You know, if you wanted to, you could put up a street sign to communicate directly with your potential customers and promote your venture. However, if you choose YouTube as your business venture and you do a startup company that is based entirely on YouTube, there's one big difference, and that is that there's a single huge entity standing between you and your customers and potential customers, and that is YouTube itself. So they kind of regulate your ability to communicate and reach your customers and potential customers, which is basically your market. Now, what this means, and this has been oft talked about, is that if you fall from YouTube's graces by violating their written or unwritten policies, either explicitly or by implication, you risk falling from their favor, and as a result, they turn off that tap, as it were, of communication between you and your customers. And what I'm talking about is that they would do things like intentionally not promote your videos or not give it any exposure. Even if people subscribe to you, YouTube may choose to not have your subscribers become aware of your new videos when they're released and things like this. Okay, this has been talked about quite extensively on the internet for the last several years. And so as a result, there's a certain element of extra risk because at any moment, and a lot of YouTubers have felt this way for a while, I'm not speaking from personal experience, but they have felt that at any moment, YouTube can essentially render their business unprofitable at any moment. And occasionally this has been somewhat unpredictable, going by accounts from YouTubers on the internet. Now, that is certainly true. That is an extra element of risk. You need to be able to play their game and stay in their good graces if you want to make it a legitimate business venture. But hopefully in the future that will become more transparent, and it will be less risky to take your venture online and take it onto YouTube specifically and base it off of YouTube entirely. The advantage, however, offsetting this to a degree, is the fact that YouTube is something that's established. Okay, so if you're not knowing what to do when to start a business, you don't know the kinds of things you should be doing, you don't know what to do, and it's all a bit of a mystery. The good thing about it, taking your business onto YouTube, is that YouTube is somewhat predictable, and there's a lot of information out there to be able to help you, at least in the beginning, to get some money rolling in. So those are the pros and cons of starting your business on YouTube. It's a fascinating topic. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is it something that makes sense for you, or it still seems a bit hokey and a bit too risky for you to pull the trigger on this just yet? Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. You guys are awesome, and I will see you as always on the next video. Take care.